Well, this is one of the only places you can turn for free legal advice. Leanne Cusack is in studio with lawyer David Hollingsworth.
And before, Michael, we get to viewer questions, David Hollingsworth wants to talk about new and controversial, interesting legislation. When we hear about distracted driving legislation, we just think, we need this, it's keeping people safer, you shouldn't be on your phone, you shouldn't be texting, you shouldn't be doing other things when you're driving. But if you read the legislation, there are other elements you should be aware of.
That's right, Leanne. There is new legislation. It's called the Making Ontario Roads Safer Act, and it's an amendment to the Highway Traffic Act, and it deals with, among other things, distracted driving. One of the key features is that it raises the fines up to $1,000, demerit points up to 3 demerit points. And when we think about distracted driving, well, what is that? Well, we think, text messaging, holding handheld phones and whatnot. That's kind of old news. But if you go to the OPP's website, they actually list a lot of other items as well.
And you have a case currently that you're working on where someone was looking back at their child.
Right. So one of the things that's listed is if you're in a conversation with one of your passengers, which on the face of it sounds absurd, but I do have a case where my woman was a pedestrian and she was struck by a motorist, and it was learned that the driver was turned around speaking with her child, not looking at the road at all. So in that case, speaking to a passenger would amount and did amount to distracted driving. And
some other examples that are quite shocking, and these all come from certain situations that the OPP responded to.
Right, like eating. I guess there have to be two elements, right? You have to be doing the act, and then you have to be distracted. If you're driving while eating an apple, I'm sure you're probably not going to get pulled over.
It's a little different to snack on cashews versus...
Right, you have a meal on your lap and you've got a knife and fork driving with your elbow and you get into an accident.
Which is surreal, but we've all seen it.
Well, it's not out of the realm of possibility. It's happened. And I have a case where 2 motorists struck each other head on. It was a fatality in both cases. And one motorist left his lane, but the other motorist, when they went into her vehicle, they saw that there was a meal sprayed all over and coffee sprayed all over. So it's unfortunate, but it's possible I think she was probably distracted.
So right now, everyone's just sort of finding a fit with this legislation.
Right.
And things are being debated and analyzed and looked at, but there's another whole component that you wanted to discuss which relates to pedestrians and cyclists.
Right. Well, there are a couple of elements with cyclists, for one thing, and this has created quite an uproar amongst many motorists, because you have to now offer a cyclist a 1 meter berth in order to pass them. And in some cases that's going to be impractical. But we really have to keep an eye on cyclists, and I think we were chatting off the air about the fact that you're captured on video anyway. If you're in a cyclist motor vehicle accident and it's downtown somewhere, there are video cameras everywhere, and it's probably going to be captured on video. But you have to give them a full meter berth.
That's actually another whole show, because when you look at how much surveillance there is at any given time, and it's the type of thing that you access when you're exploring or fighting a case.
Absolutely.
So all of that legislation, you'd like for people to be aware of it. Where will they find it?
Well, they can find it online. It's an amendment to the Highway Traffic Act. If you go online, it's the Making Ontario Roads Safer Act.